Monday.
Happy Monday. I know we haven't done this in a while. It's been a crazy, hectic. I'll tell you how busy I've been anyway. We just had our company Christmas party from last year because it's been that busy. So we decided to have a company Christmas party this weekend. We had a Christmas dinner with the employees and all the guys and everything. So that was it. So that's basically how busy I've been, is Christmas in June.
Yeah.
It was good though. Heroes is awesome.
Not a bad idea to plan that next year, to do it in January.
Yeah, because everything's booked anyway.
Right.
Wilmington is not that big of a town that has like a lot of venues to go and everything. If you start doing the day after Thanksgiving, you start planning Christmas parties, it's booked, especially when Thanksgiving is late.
I mean, if you know where you want to go now, you might not be able to because it might already be booked, but you should if you want to do in December. If not, January's...
Well, we're not a large company, so it's a little bit easier, but it's also like, how many people are going to go, whatever, blah, blah. You know, it's one of those things. But it was fun. I'll tell you what I realized, though. It was a late dinner, and Ricardo, my business partner, he loves to show up late.
Loves to show up late?
Because he's always busy. So he comes late, and he stays late. Don't worry. I'm not saying this is
So tell me, set the scene. What time was he supposed to be there? When did he show up?
Well, he also worked that day, so he got back later, and then he decided he's going to do a bunch of things. So him and his wife showed up, but it was originally at 7. We pushed it back to 7:30, but he didn't get there till like 8:30.
8:30.
So we were at the bar drinking before he even showed up. So as soon as he showed up, he had drinks, and then we sat down. So he was supposed to sit down at 7 originally, then sit down at 7:30. We didn't sit down till like almost, 8:45.
So you didn't have reservations?
No, we had a reservation.
Yeah, but
they just kept pushing it. They were fine.
They were fine with it.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, it was fantastic because, I've been to Hibachi place where they cook in front of you, whatever, but it was fantastic because we had the best guy. And we did have the best guy because all the tables around were looking at our guy. Like, the guy makes the show. It's just,
of course.
It's just it. And there's 2 guys working back to back. Now, I did this on a cruise. During Christmas, we did this. We went to a teppanyaki, fancy Japanese thing. And they were all working together, and they were back to back with two half-round tables, working. But the truth of the matter is, this one, our guy was laughing and joking, and all the people that were behind us, the other guy, I didn't hear him once. Our guy's singing and he's joking and he's be throwing the best stuff, whatever.
Somewhere, there's always going to be someone who's the best at it. And
the other guy didn't hear his voice once.
Yeah.
And the other table was looking over like, what is your guy doing? And he was done 25 minutes earlier than our guy. 25 minutes. Wrapped up. He cooked real fast.
That seems nuts.
25 minutes.
I did recently go to a hibachi place. Yeah, our guy wasn't as good as the guy. And it also has a lot to do with the energy of the table, too.
Yeah, we're kind of little whatever.
So I will tell you this, there was a party going on for some adults, and there was like the sake shots and the laughing and all the other things. Mm-hmm. So when I was in the place, our guy was fine. But it wasn't like the other guy, because the other guy was matching the energy of the people who were at the table.
Right. So maybe that was it. But I will say it was really, really fun. But it was just weird having just a dinner.
Yeah.
At that time, be like, okay.
It's fun, it could be even just a tradition that you guys always do, because really a lot of people are just busy during the holidays. My buddy does Thanksgiving in August.
Oh,
and it's every year. And because people are always like, Thanksgiving, there's stuff going on, and it's like there's other people's families and stuff,
and it's always an argument.
But in the summertime, they all have it's an excuse to get together as a family, and they cook a turkey in a garbage can. That's the garbage can turkey. Okay, yeah,
which
and
I need to speak to him to find out really the deal with that.
Yeah, it's always supposed to be fantastic. Never so it's easy to do a Christmas party in June if you do it every year, and if you have kind of places.
Yeah, I know. It was just hot, but it was good. But it was really, really fun time. And I've been working so much, I haven't been out 60-hour weeks and whatever. But I'm not complaining. Trust me. Business is good. I'm very, very happy.
What business is
blessed.
that?
Oh, yeah. A cut above moving. Yeah.
There you
Okay.
go.
Yes. Yeah. I know you like me to mention it, but a cut above moving.
Yeah.
And relocation services. Yes.
Yeah.
We are located in the Wilmington area. Yes, we are.
Neighbors are real estate agents. Just met them. They moved in a year ago. But I told him about you guys, and he's like, "Oh, good." And there are a couple that are both agents. I think they're originally from Massachusetts, so the Yankees. Okay. But yeah, so I'll probably, when I have to do anything, I'm probably just gonna go to them.
Yeah,
they seem nice enough, But anyway, so connection. So hopefully,
tomorrow I just found out. Tomorrow I have to go to Charleston for a pickup. So I'm like, okay, there we go. I just found out because it just booked like 4:00 today. So I'm like, all right, I'm getting up at 6:30 and driving to Charleston tomorrow morning, which I don't mind. I love Charleston. I live in the town of Charleston. I always look forward to going away. I'm looking forward to going away in a couple of weeks. I'm going on a cruise. I am taking my mother because I'm a terrible son who doesn't really get gifts. So I decided to combine a bunch of gifts that I owed and said, you know what, Mother's Day and birthday and Christmas and all the other stuff. I'll take you on a little cruise.
Okay, so this is our mother.
Yes.
And you know how you say all the time, man, we're lucky.
Oh, yeah.
Right? You know what? We're also lucky with how she is mentally. So all the ball busting that she gets from all the other things, guess what? There should be
nice
at least
to
a 60 to 70% increase of like forgiveness because, man, I know she says some stuff, but she absolutely is grandfathered in on certain things.
I know she's grandfathered in on stuff, but I know.
You try to train her for etiquette outside.
Right, but you get shorter tempers with your parents because, I don't know, your expectations of them being the smartest one in the room because you were taught by them, and then
she's just stubborn, and then
things evolve. What I mean by the world evolves. So she was born in the 40s. The 40s, okay? Yeah. World War II. Mm-hmm. Hitler was a real thing, not in the textbooks.
Right.
Hitler was a real thing.
Hitler was happening.
Yes. It's like, you know what? The patience is a problem. And I will say this. Cher tells me every single day, every single conversation. And you said this a few months ago on the podcast. Just be positive and say positive things and don't be negative because you put it into happening and you put it into and it'll happen. Or at least you're not putting the negative thoughts out there and it's just dominating. I get it. It's all that Buddha. I'm not going to say crap. It's
hey, Buddha had a good perspective, man.
Yes, exactly.
Jesus has had a very similar, like people say, I have definitely seen, there's so many correlations. Like Jesus was probably a Buddhist. Like I would not be surprised at all if Jesus went out from wherever, and this is just Jesus as a person.
If he was born today.
Not as a,
and he had the options.
He did.
Choose Buddhism.
Well, he did have the option. Apparently he went to Asia, or he did, at least there are, not Asia, but there are stories that he traveled to places.
Technically the Middle East, I know it was an argument yesterday, is Asia.
Yes.
It's on the Asian continent.
He's on the Asian continent. He traveled far enough, I think, historically, and this is, again, has nothing to do with, at least from what I understand, that part was proven because him being a man was proven. Forget the whole, like, the fact that he was the son of God and rose from dead. Just like Jesus as, I guess, a person.
Mm-hmm.
He, I guess, there's enough out there that points out that he traveled to a place. He was there for probably, until he ended up coming back. And you go like, he came back with all this stuff that sounded like he was Buddhist. And at the time, nothing else was really saying any of these teachings.
Okay, but 40 days and 40 nights, right? He traveled and he disappeared and he did things. And
well, I'm not talking about that.
I know, but I'm saying for 40 days, you can't get all the way to...
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about before. I'm talking about his 20s.
I know.
We don't know a lot about Jesus.
I mean, it's going to take you a year and a half just to get across Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. We didn't start paying attention to Jesus until he was in his 30s.
I know.
So it's like we have a whole, we got 12 years.
Nobody ever showed shop. Like Jesus' dad was a carpenter. Does anybody have anything from back then to say, what did Jesus make? Like an old, one of the carpenters said, hey, did he build a boat? Did he do anything? Nothing. No.
You know what would be a fun channel to completely play straight? 100% is just, it's Jesus's workshop, and you're doing a YouTube channel and you are Jesus and you are not spreading anything about anything. All you're doing is seriously making something.
Yeah.
And you happen to be dressed like Jesus.
And I have the perfect person to do it. Michael Feldman's brother, Andrew Feldman, my buddy
Is he
in high
still
school,
alive?
college.
Back then,
As far as I know, he's alive. No, but he would go. Okay, I'm just gonna say this right now. We would go out all the time, and he was like a heavy metal rock guy, but he would go out all the time with us, and he would pick up the most beautiful women in the world because he had blue eyes and he looked like Jesus. I'm telling you right now, he looked like Jesus, and it was like a psychological thing that they said, "Oh my God, I'm meeting Jesus right now."
Yeah,
and women would throw themselves at him.
And he wasn't. I would
He
not
wasn't a
consider
super
him a good
attractive man.
No, not at all.
But
I
he
wouldn't
had
find him
strong
attractive.
features that looked like, if you put a crown of thorns on him, he looked like he was being crucified.
Listen, you know what he looked like though? He looked like John Lennon.
Yeah.
He looked like the guy from the lead singer of Black Crowes,
Yes.
minus the beard, kind of like thing.
Mhm.
So he kind of had a rock look because he was
He had
like
a rock
heavier.
look, and he had the very skinny beard type of facial hair, and it, I don't know, it worked for him. It was unbelievable. It worked for him.
Yeah, I never would have pictured him at all, ladies
So
man.
if
Never
he
saw him
did
with
a
a lady.
if he did a workshop, that was it.
Yeah, no, or
I would have been like, Jesus is at the carpentry
There you
store
go.
and he's building stuff.
I like poorly. We need listen. I need. It could be somebody dressed up poorly as Jesus. I don't care. I just want to. It's just. It'd be great. It'd be great if you had the set too. Like you did something weird. Like you totally did. It's a green screen, like you're in, like, I don't know, in a barn or something.
Yeah,
Like
I could see
back
South
way-
Park doing, like, one of the kids in South Park, Cartman or whatever, is watching the TV, and on the TV it's Jesus' workshop because they have Jesus in there all the time. And then
exactly.
it's like, okay, what are we building today?
See, that
We're
could work.
building a little boat, and it's just like a 2-second skit, like the
Right, but I could see building. I want to see, like, you from front to back. You're building a dresser that I'm impressed with.
Yes,
I
there you go.
watch videos of shit getting built all the time because it knows that I like it. I'm fascinated by stupid building things. I want to build things even though I don't do it, but I like to watch people do it. It's strange.
Perfect. So I'm going to move into something else that I just realized I wanted to talk
Falls
to you about.
into that.
Yeah, which is building things.
Yeah.
Did you watch the documentary on Ocean Gate? Have you watched
On Ocean Gate?
On Ocean Gate. You know what Ocean Gate is, right? The submersible that just imploded by the Titanic a couple years ago?
I'm going to watch it. And for the
There's two of
history,
them.
you guys, for everyone here, my brother and I worked with each other for years in
Different
trades.
things. Yes, trades.
Yes. And John was always the boss, the guy who was like, hey, bring me in. And we did not always get along.
No, not at all. Because I was like, okay.
Well, I was
Truth be told,
dude,
I was
I'm
like,
crazy.
get this shit done.
Dude,
Get
I'm
this shit
also...
done. And he's like, but how? And I'm like, I don't give a shit how. Like, okay, the basics is cut this piece, put it in, do this. And he's like, but you're an anal perfectionist. And I'm like, I am when I'm doing it. But when I don't look at you, just do it however it looks like I'm getting it done the way I'm doing it. Because it's, yeah, I know. I'm not easy to work with.
And neither was I.
I do understand that. Yes, I know. It's...
No, but anyway, that's the history of this.
Right,
So you're
so-
saying watch
Ocean Gate.
the
Submersible, the Titan explosion.
Yep.
It's about the Titan.
Yeah.
And it's about all the stuff. And I just went, these guys who have money and backing, and this guy he wanted to be like the rest of them, like Bezos and Musk and all these guys, the big Bs, the big multi-billionaires. He wanted to be like that. But he had an idea. The problem is, just because you have an idea and you get some backing and you get some money and you have some money in it, man, there was so many problems with that. You got to watch it just to see how he got away with so many things.
I heard he cheaped out, and he probably also skipped a lot of regulations that he shouldn't have. But I heard he cheaped out.
Well, cheaped out is different because he intentionally... See, that's the thing. The whole thing was intentionally to make a cheaper submersible that he can make into... Unlike a Navy submersible, or a Coast Guard submersible, this was intentionally going to be a cheaper one to take people on trips.
Right, but it can't be
2 miles under the ocean.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So he decided a new type, carbon fiber, all this other stuff, whatever. But there was red flags everywhere. Testing was not... I'm not going to give away everything, but I mean, everybody knows what happened with the thing. But the truth of the matter was, it was like, let's hold this up as the greatest thing. It's all experimental shit. I mean, if you look at the space shuttle, the disasters that happened, yeah, but that was multi-millions of billions of dollars experiments and graduations to that. We just had 2 weeks ago, SpaceX, was it SpaceX or whatever? 2 weeks ago, it imploded. it exploded on the launch pad again. Nobody was in it because they know, because nobody talks about it. It's been like the third or fourth one that exploded before it launched. Now these are the next level of ones. And like, yeah.
Because they're the ones that land.
Because, yes, but this is the next level of things that they're trying to do. And it's like, you don't even hear about the fact that, oh, yeah, that exploded again. It never even made it. And I'm like, holy crap, where do you live that you can actually hear these explosions? I mean, this thing blew up on the launch pad and it just boom.
So these are not the ones that, so this is the next generation of what they're trying to do.
I guess it's the next generation of what they're trying to do.
So for them to explode is expected.
It's
somewhat.
A big deal. I mean, really, I don't know if you should expect an
I
explosion.
know, but if it's the next gen shit,
unless they're looking for insurance money, I don't know. How do you,
right?
like over and over again? This is like the third time it exploded.
It is the third time. Okay, well, yeah, I don't know because I really don't follow.
Whatever it was, but I'm just saying, these guys who invent stuff, to me, is amazing. It's incredible. This guy was really, really pushing the boundaries, but he hired people that were like experts and stuff, and they all told him, dude, this thing is, and then it's like, okay, you're fired, let's find somebody else who's backing me up. Okay, you're fired, let's find somebody else who's backing me up. Okay, I'm going to pay you enough. And like,
this is with what now?
This is with OceanGate, that submersible thing.
Gotcha.
It was just, and now I just started watching the second one because there's two competing docuseries. One's on Netflix and one's on Discovery.
Guess what? All right, so I want to say I thought I saw a different title, but
one's OceanGate and one's called Implosion. The OceanGate disaster.
No, I think I saw OceanGate.
And one's OceanGate,
on
the disaster at sea.
So I should check it out. You're saying it's a couple episodes?
I think you should definitely check it out. Yeah. So it's really, really interesting just to see what people are so focused at and not listening to any outside stuff. It also reminds me of my mom, because my mom, when you tell her some outside information, it's the same thing. It's like, nope, tunnel vision, that's it. But it was, I don't know. I've been focusing. There's no sports on right now. I mean, there's no sports that probably anybody else likes. I like, I'm still watching Formula One. I still watched the race this weekend, and I watched the golf. And this weekend, it was a 4-hole playoff. It was a 3-way tie. Then one guy didn't make it after the second round, and then it was two guys, and both of them were trying to fight for a win. That it's like, wow, these guys don't win. One's 30 years old, and one was a 20-year-old from South Africa, Point Geiter, that's his name. Okay. And it was really, really fascinating. And this kid, he's a 20-year-old, he's chubby, and he's big, and he hits it a mile. He hits it like his drives were like 350 plus yards.
I think I saw him playing on Sunday because I watched a little bit, and I was like, yeah, because he does not look in shape.
Pot Geiter, yeah, no, he's not in shape, but he's 20 years old, and he really just played. And I've been fascinated with golf. I played golf since we've last spoken. I played golf twice. I was at about 90, which means because the first tee I walked up and people asked me to play with them, and I was intimidated, and I hit it, and I really forgot how to swing. It was like a total memory loss. I was like, what the hell am I doing? I used to play, and I'm looking like, no, I'm not that bad. And they're like, oh shit, we invited you to play with us, because I went by myself early in the morning.
Right.
And then it's just one of those things at golf. You just like, and then by the second hole, I was like, okay. And then I was a little bit better than them, but
it's so easy. Like, it's that kind of game
to get psychologically into it. And and I will say this. Yeah, I played golf, and there's not much else on. But you actually said that this week you played pickleball.
Yeah.
And you went to some kind of thing, but you also said you got scammed, or you don't know if you got scammed.
It wasn't a scam. I went and did it with because I just was like, all right, they're gonna rate me so I can go in and know really what level I'm really at. And
to join a league?
No, not to join a league, but when you go to this place and you're like, all right, I'm going to play, like, I'm not going, it's like, you and I aren't going to play with each other. Like, I'm going there at, like, free play, or, like, where people can just go, and then I could jump in a game. And I'll meet whoever. I'll jump in a game.
Like a pickup game in basketball if you go to the Y.
Right, yeah, something like that. So I can jump in and do whatever, and they'll rotate people in and out. And then but I'm not supposed to play with people who are better than me, like, significantly. So what's my level? So when we did this thing, and I'm playing with people who, quite frankly, like, if I were to play them in a game, they wouldn't be able to hit the ball back, right?
Yeah, I get it.
And even a couple of them that you go, unless you hit it to them because you want to hit it to them.
Like,
and then you
hit it to
hit
the
it to them. Hit it to them. Hit it to them. Even if it's not exactly to the racket, you got to hit it soft, like, because you want them to hit it back. If you don't want to hit it back, they'll never get it, and it's kind of too easy. And at the end of it, he's like, yeah, you guys are all at the same level. I'm like, God damn it. I just wanted to, I wanted you to say I'm a 2.75. I'm a 3.25, like.
It's that technical?
Yes. It goes up from 2.
Like 1/10 at a time, half a tenth?
I think it's I think it's a quarter.
Okay.
Didn't I say? I said 2.75 or 3.
Oh, okay.
I didn't mean to say 3 points.
No, that's fine.
I think there's a 2.75. He's like, yeah, you could probably go 2.5, and then I'm like, look over there, and I'm like, who are those?
And
you're
looking at Mrs. Schlotsky,
right?
Who's the neighbor of your mom, our mom, who's
right.
85 years old, and she's at a 2.
She's at a 2.5, and she and I'm like,
going, I can at least hit the ball.
Because the guy goes, he goes, hey, if you go in there and then you win every game, then you go up to the next level and then you see. And I'm going, that's bullshit.
I gotta waste my time.
I'm not wasting my time here. No. I don't want to go in here and play. I want to play people. I should be able to jump in, and that's another thing too. This whole
better
thing,
than you too.
This whole thing was like I didn't even get warmed up, and I was running around and I'm doing whatever it is that I'm doing, and people are like, oh wow, look at you, whoa, you're like I'm hitting this stuff over, and I'm like going, okay, this guy's gonna have to say that, okay, good, you can play with these people, you're good enough, Brian, but no. No, start at the bottom, kid.
What was I need to know? What was the range of people?
The age range?
Yeah, like yeah.
There's only 5. One of the guys played golf for 30 years, and I'm thinking, all right, and he knew all the rules because I'm like, I played before.
golf for 30 years?
No, I'm sorry.
Oh,
he played tennis for 30 years.
Yeah.
He's older though. He participated 30% of the time because I think he was just tired. His wife, and he was probably like 75. Mm-hmm. His wife was probably 65. She was whatever. And then there was a 17-year-old kid, and I could go back and forth with him, but I would have beat the 17-year-old kid, and he'd been playing with his grandparents. So like, and he's like, and the kid's like, they can't pair us together. We're too good. And I'm like, hey, whatever. But it was true. Like we were obviously pretty good.
Right.
And I never, it's just a paddle ball.
What was the lowest ranking? Did they tell you everybody else's ranking that they gave out?
He gave everyone in that group,
the same
rank.
That's got to be disconcerting.
And it annoyed me.
Kind of like serious. And you're like, dude, what?
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
Like, I legitimately paid extra for, like, you know what? You want to be able to see.
How much do I have to pay you to move up a level? Is it like, it's like pay to play? Come on.
No, I'm not. I'm just going to ignore what he said, and I'm going to go into these things that are kind of higher up.
Okay.
And if I feel like I'm bad or really bad, then I'll step out because I don't want to fuck up their game.
Right.
But I was watching people that we both thought were pretty good, and I'm going, man, I'm assuming within, honestly, an hour of playing that I'm going to be able to play and kind of like these people. It's not that hard because these people. I'm not trying to play with the pros. You
play with higher level people, you're gonna have to do a little more in tennis placement. You know what I'm saying? So you try to place the shots.
Yeah.
So in pickleball, it's smaller. I know because where I'm gonna be moving to in a little while has a pickleball court right out front of my place.
Right.
So I will learn how to play. I've never played pickleball in my life. But I played a lot of tennis. A lot of tennis.
Yeah, you'll get it.
And all I would say to this guy who's doing the judging, have you ever played racket sports before? Because it's a different racket. I've played paddleball. I've played indoor racquetball. I was pretty good indoor racquetball. I played tennis. You give me a 2.5 next to Grandma Francine over here and Grandpa Al over here, I'm going to be pissed off. I'm sorry. Because it's like, okay, do I need to hit everything into the body shot so that they can't hit it back? Like, what's going on?
He made it. I think he was kind of annoyed by me because I was kind of like
passing shots.
No, there was a couple of times where I attempted to I couldn't get my aggressive overhand down, not in the kitchen. I was trying to essentially spike on him, like hit it.
Oh, you're playing against him?
Yeah, because when we were playing,
he was just pissed. You came
but I was missing,
and
he saw how aggressive I was, and I was just like, and then he hit me with it the next time real quick. He's like, see, and now any time where I missed it, he was kind of calling it out, and I'm like, this son of a bitch.
So he was pissed at you. That's all, because you were too good for the beginner lesson that you were taking.
It wasn't a beginner lesson.
Did you pay? Was it free?
No, it wasn't a beginner lesson.
Okay.
It was I think you're encouraged to take it when you join.
Okay.
As a like.
So you joined the
rules.
A pickleball group.
Yes.
You joined.
You got to know the rules of the place, the rules of that particular establishment.
Indoor?
Yeah, indoor.
Okay.
Yeah, all the things that you go, this is what you have to do. So I was like, all right, I guess this is the one-time thing. And then after
the
that,
one over here, not too far.
Yeah, not too far. And then
okay.
after that, it's like $12 for 2 hours to join in a game where you can go. Okay, you can use these courts. That to me is
there. You go. Yeah,
I do it once or twice a week. I'm getting a little bit of exercise.
I love tennis, but I have nobody to play tennis with. I go play at the Wilmington Park. It used to be Hugh McRae. I don't know what the heck they call it now. But I go play there, because they're not allowed to call it Hugh McRae anymore. So I go play there against the wall. And that wall always beats me, man. It just, no matter what I do, it just comes back faster than I hit it. I don't know how that happens.
When was
every
the last time you did that?
About 3 weeks ago.
Really?
I had all my rackets I got 3 rackets. I got all my rackets re-gripped to see which one I like the best. Oh yeah.
You like pickleball rackets? Some of the ones there are $350 or something like that. Like I'm gonna get like a used.
Wait, $350?
Yeah.
For a pickleball racket? Okay.
Some of them. Yeah.
They're just for pickleball. I don't.
There's different kinds.
I've never even like. It looks really strange because it's so small. Like, I'm like, where do I hit? Like, I'm going to hit somebody in the shoes? Like, what am I doing?
Yeah, no, it's a quarter of the size.
I used to love playing, when we used to play with Tommy and whoever would come out, I used to love playing down by Bay Park on Long Island. We just used to get down to the courts and play Bay Park. We used to play every once in a while. And we would, like, dive on the concrete because we're like that competitive. So I could see myself with this pickleball, like, okay, there you go, road rash, just because I'm like really, like, I get competitive. That's why golf is good for me, because I can't hurt anybody. Like playing, like slam something or like get to a wrestling match because of something happening.
Yeah.
I mean, who was it? Was it you or Tommy that you were just playing a softball game? Was it on 4th of July, speaking of which? And somebody was like running so fast or something, either sliding or trying to...
No, I broke my foot.
Broke your foot.
Yeah.
But you got stuck underneath the bag or something like that?
I jumped over to avoided the tag. So I'm jumped over the tag, and when I landed...
In a softball game.
I know. Well, yeah. It's a softball game, but we're
I'm
trying to win.
pretty sure was really inebriated. Because
Not really inebriated. We were all buzzed probably, but like we all cared. And so jumped the tag, and it was Lisa.
Sean's wife?
Sean's girlfriend at the time.
Okay, yeah.
Anyway, and when I landed, it just landed right in front of the bag, slid underneath the bag, got stuck, and my body kind of kept on going.
Oh.
And then that's when it broke.
Okay.
So then I went to
we're competitive and like the crazy, like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And we were dumb to the point where, we were dumb kids, but we thought we were good at everything. We really thought we were good at everything, to the point where we were in a bar.
You thought you were good. I don't know if I thought I was ever good at
You thought you were good because
maybe I was good at
we were in a
things.
bar dart league.
Well, yeah, dart league, yeah.
So you're good.
Well,
at the time when we were playing every week and we had our own darts. Okay,
we were pretty good.
Because
we were playing against people who were really
against people who were
excellent.
We lost almost all the time.
Yeah, but you know what?
We were competitive, but we lost.
Oh yeah, we probably did.
We probably lost. We lost a lot because, by the way, and I will say this: shout out to Damien. Damien was the only guy who basically, I don't think he could open his eyes, and he drank so much so fast. But when he played dart, it doesn't matter. He's like, "Yep, you're playing 0-1. Come on, okay." Run back, smoke a cigarette, drink his beer. You're up again. What's the number? Okay, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, he could manage. He could manage.
Oh, my God.
He could manage a team. He had to manage
But here's
a team.
the thing about darts. But this is one reason why I brought it up. We thought we were good at a lot of different things. But we were stupid, too, because we would be like, oh, yeah, I'm really good at hitting 20s. Tommy, stand in front of the dartboard. I bet you I'm going to miss you. And just
yeah, that was stupid
we were
stuff.
stupid. We would throw darts at the dartboard, like, around people and over. Like, I'm not going to hit him. Around people and over him. No distractions, no nothing.
It's not like you go like, if I hit him, that would have been like, I would have been really off.
Yeah. Yeah. I got 2 inches to play with. I could throw it and miss him. You know, and like, oh yeah, what are you gonna do? And you just, because they stand, it's not your turn, and they stand in front of you, just like, oh yeah, lean over, and just throw the dart, and it's like, no, it was bad. But we did play a lot of games like that, and so I surprised. And you said you played pickleball in high school all the time.
Yeah, you didn't know
I never heard of it, and I was a tennis player.
Yeah.
I didn't go to
I never would have talked to you about it. It's so funny. Because, I never would have been like, hey, man, we play pickleball.
My kids play. I'm dying to play. I used to go, I have 8 tennis rackets in my tennis bag. 8. I have 40 tennis balls in my tennis bag.
I don't have one. You should give me one of them.
I'll give you one. And this is what happens. I used to go when they were kids. We used to go up to the tennis courts right up here in the neighborhood, and all of them would be on one side. And I would just pray for a volley. I would just hit it soft. It's like, somebody hit it back to me.
Right.
And it was just like, anybody, please.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just so hard because it was always just chasing. So that's why I had 40, because I just kept practicing swinging, and it was like hitting against the machine and nobody was hitting it back. And I was just like, okay. And eventually they just gave up on it because it's kind of frustrating if you can't hit a tennis ball back to somebody else.
You got to have patience and care.
Yeah.
Like I enjoy adjusting. I'm a weird person. Like I'll enjoy hitting a ball over and over again to go like, okay, good. Like it felt so good to just go, oh, I'm really trying to do a hard ass serve, and I'm hitting it as hard as I can.
Yeah.
And I'm going, oh, it's fucking hitting it, and
Yeah.
I'm sure I can go a lot faster with better technique.
Yeah.
But it's
yeah.
just one of those things where you go. And granted, there's a lot I need to work on, but it's just fun to even think about playing something like that on a regular basis and being pissed off when you lose, but like in a good way.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
like being happy when you win. It's like those emotions, that little rush from a stupid fucking paddle game.
Well,
I'm excited about it.
And like I said, I used to play tennis all the time when I was younger. But we went to the U.S. Open, and that was incredible just watching them play.
Yeah.
And we had like box
We had great
court
seats.
seats that we got because my sister at the time was working for Young and Rubik. Who?
Saatchi and Saatchi?
I don't know. It was some advertising place that she worked for.
Yeah.
And she got tickets to the Open, and it was like during the week or something, whatever it was, because we were able to go because nobody else picked up the tickets.
Right.
And we went, and just watching those people play, when it goes over the net by an inch and they're hitting it, and that was before now these new tech rackets and the way they string them, and now everything's
I don't even know how
130,
much
140,
better it is.
the rackets and the speeds and everything, but it's incredible. But I tell you this, if you're going to be playing pickleball, now I want to go and get ranked, and my goal is to get ranked as a 2.75 to a 3.
Yeah, probably.
Over you.
Please.
And guess what? I'll be ranked a 2, and I'll be like throwing the racket at the guy. Screw you!
The guy never. Okay,
I got to be positive. Whatever he ranks me, I'll be happy with my rank and happy that whatever.
There you go.
Bullshit. No, I like to be good at it. I don't know.
You want to be good, especially when this guy though, he goes like, "Oh, I'm filling in for," so this guy was a fill-in person, so he wasn't the regular person. So I'll give him the benefit.
You got to go back. You got to go back.
It doesn't
with the
matter.
regular guy.
I'm not paying extra for that.
You had to pay for the evaluation first.
It's a 2-hour fucking go over the rules of the place, this whole fucking thing. But it was an hour and like 20 minutes of it, or probably an hour and a half of it was like on a court. But half the time I would just want to be like, let's just play. You just want to play, but you like getting rules. Oh, I do this with the paddle. See this? And then he's doing like some trick stuff, and I'm fucking copying him. Doing it and like hitting the ball up on the little skinny end.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I'm getting it. And he's like, oh, okay, move on to something else.
You can't be that good right away.
Yeah, I am.
Oh, you wasted.
I'm amazing.
We have 2 hours worth of stuff here to do, and you can't do it in the first 2 minutes. You need to spend at least 15 minutes of this. Oh,
Yeah.
That's incredible. I know I have to do it. That's it. But I will say now, I'm excited because I think Brian has reached the conclusion that we are going to take a trip.
Oh, yeah, we have to now.
So now we have to, because I'm coming back from a trip later in the year, and I'm going to be coming back through London. And when I come back, Brian said, you know what, it would be good if we went to Wrexham. And I said, I'm not going to be there long enough. Well, I'm going to extend my trip. Right, Pop? I'm going to extend my trip, and we're going to go to London. And Brian decided now, if I extended the trip, he'll come meet me, and we'll go meet up. I'll come back through London, and then we'll go take a train up and spend a few nights in Wrexham. So this is now happening, where it was a discussion, and Brian was like, okay, we're going to do it. And I said, let me throw it out. I'm just going to offer to a couple of the people to go with us. So I invited our brother-in-law, my sister's husband, Rob, who I spoke to, that his son was on the podcast before, I spoke to before. And I swear to you when I say I didn't think there was a chance in hell. But I mentioned it to him, and my sister does not like to fly, and I always just bust his balls because that's what I do. Rob, you don't do anything, man. Do something. And he's like, oh, you're always going somewhere. I'm like, yeah, I work to live. I don't live to work. That's my motto. Like, that's it. So I work hard so I can live by doing something else. And Cher has gotten me out of everything where it's like, go, and we got to do stuff, because she likes to travel. So I've got the travel bug now, but it used to be like just cruises and across the U.S. Now it's like, oh, yeah, I want to go to Iceland. Oh, yeah, Machu Picchu's in the cards in a couple of years. I'm already planning that one. So Those type of things. So I said to Rob, and he's like, oh, I'd love to go and see Jimmy Page's house, and I'd love to go to see Abbey Road and the Beatles, whatever. I said, yeah, but Janine already went to London in high school. She went to England, so she's not going to go back. And he turns to her and he goes, you don't want to go to London. You don't want to go to, no. She's like, no, I don't, no. if I go anywhere, he wants to go to Spain and Italy. She said that's where I'd probably go if I want to go somewhere. And he's like, and I said, Rob, why don't you come with us? Oh my gosh. And that was the whole thing. So I kept busting his chops all night. Rob, you really got to go. It's a once in a lifetime thing. Brian and I are going. Come hang out.
Yeah, he's
go.
like, come on, why not? And it kept on the whole night, like, oh, Janine, you're going to let him? And I knew it. I got the vibe. That's like, oh, yeah, this is going to happen. You still didn't believe it.
I didn't believe it. I said 70-30. I said the 30% chance he's going only because if he gets, something off the jar of the fire, if he gets the jar off the fireplace of his cojones back from Janine, he might be able to say, hey, you know what? I want to do this.
I mean, yeah, why the hell not?
So why not?
He's not getting any younger.
He's not getting younger, and he's
go
not whatever.
Travel,
Plus,
go.
she's not going to want to do the things he likes, which
right.
is he wants to go. I said, we're going to Wrexham. It's right near Liverpool. We'll go wander around. I already looked up the things to do in Liverpool. It'll be fine to hang out in different spots. And if you got any suggestions, please leave a comment about anything that must see in Liverpool. If anybody's been there or whatever, that it's related to the Beatles or just anything like that, or Led Zeppelin. So what I'm saying is I got a text today saying I booked my flight. So now, and I immediately called him and I said, you booked your flight, really? Or are you just bullshitting? And he goes, no, I booked my flight. I said, did you talk to Brian? Brian's already in and he didn't book anything yet.
No, and he's staying one night longer than I would.
So yeah, he's going Sunday, getting in there Monday morning. I'll meet him. He'll just Uber up to wherever I am, and then we'll stay. And then the next day we're going to take a train. I've already looked at it. 2 days in Wrexham. The next day Liverpool most of the day. Come back to London. Another night in London. The thing is a Premier League game. I'm still trying to find one. It may be Championship League if there's one on that Tuesday, whatever. Tuesday or Friday. I don't know. So
you're trying to find. All right. So
we're
that's
trying to find
nice.
a soccer game to see if we can go see a soccer game.
Yeah.
And then come back.
Yeah,
that's it.
I'm gonna enjoy letting you or being a part of like, all right, what are we doing?
And it's gonna be real easy. The bar, food, or just wander around. That's the game. So that's what we're gonna be doing. So, but I think it'll be nice. I've also put the invitation out to 2 other people. One I'm pretty sure is gonna say no. The other one I don't know. Chris, maybe you let Mark out off the leash and he can come and do it. We'll see what happens.
Oh, you're kidding.
I already mentioned it to Chris today, so we'll see what happens.
She's like, she listens. Hey, Chris.
I know. So
she's laughing like
husband. I know. She's like,
yeah, no.
I can't go. He won't go. That's it. But it'll be fun. But that'll be a first. We'll see what we could do. We'll
you know that he would probably want to play golf.
Oh yeah, but he'd go on his own because that's too much time. I know he'd want to play golf. This is just 5 days.
Yeah, but you know what? Golf though, I'm just saying, like honestly, we could go play golf if Mark's not coming. But golf can be a one like 9-hole golf course that you go like, look at this.
We're not bringing clubs, but we're just gonna use whatever they have, and Rob will go and play baseball, and that's it.
No, or Rob can go and we can play a pitch and putt somewhere if they have them.
Rob can go on the Magical Mystery Tour in Liverpool, and we can go play golf.
Yeah, very true.
We'll see what happens. But I've been watching a lot of golf. There's not much on the sports. I'm looking forward to the Open, which is the British Open, in a few weeks. It's pretty amazing. I'm still rooting for these golfers. I haven't been betting on much of anything because there's not really much to bet on.
I don't really know, Jack. I want to know.
Super not happy that Aaron Rodgers is now a Steeler, but we're going to see what happens because I don't really care for what he did the last 2 years in New York.
Yeah, I bet you he'll do well because he's not in New York.
Because the Steelers.
He's not. That's a big.
That's a shitty statement.
It's true though.
He's not with the Jets.
You've seen it
well.
a lot of times. Not like it happens all the time, but I would if you had to compare every team in the NFL and the success rate from people at a young age going there and then leaving and then doing well, it's probably a pretty quick analysis that AI can run and go, what team has given up the most talent? I wonder.
The Jets.
Yeah. You'd
the Jets
think.
Are pretty close.
You'd think.
To anybody that they had.
Would they be up there in maybe the
top
top 5 of... I'd just like to see that. Oh, yeah, this is what it is. Because it's not that hard.
Well, give up talent or wasted talent. Like, had talent when they were in their prime and then didn't do anything with them, and then they got another contract somewhere else and had 1 good year or 2 good years, and then that was it. Because
they might have ruined
their 4
them.
or 5 years there.
Right.
Yeah, like
because
apparently... or
right.
other people, we'll see. But and also... I'm looking forward to the preseason, which is coming up next month. And that's just going to be right about the time when we go do our Savage Race, which talk about pickleball and all that other stuff.
Oh my God.
We got to be ready for a Savage Race.
That's my cardio
1 month
workout because I haven't done anything to prepare.
Yes. And I know one thing. There should be a bet right now on who's going to do least obstacles, me or you, because I'm gonna be hurting. I know I'm gonna be hurting.
Yeah. Oh, I'm.
We're gonna
I'm
try.
more. The closer we get, the more intimidated I am by like the whole crap. Because I've really even just jogging.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull up a list for the next podcast. I'm gonna pull up a list of all the obstacles, and we're gonna evaluate whether or not we're gonna do those. We're gonna be able to complete anything on those, a little bit or not. So I'm gonna pull it all up and see if I can get a whole list.
Okay, and then you could let me know because I don't know what I'm getting into.
We may gamble against each other to say, I can't complete that, or no, I can complete that, and you say, oh, I can complete it. All right, so I'll bet that you can't, or you bet that I can, and we'll see what happens.
All right, we'll see how it goes.
That's it, but we're done.